What's up, y'all? It's your boy back with another video for you guys today. So, in recent news, as of today, like a week ago, the polarizing figure Virgil Abloh unfortunately passed due to a rare form of cancer after battling with it for 2 years. It's been a very sad moment for, I think, the industry in general. Just seeing so many people who were influenced by him or who were lucky to have been blessed to have, had him pull them up with him as he ascended through the ranks of not even just the sneaker industry, with the fashion industry and everything else he had his hands on, such as the auto industry and home decor and everything else that we all see on a day-to-day basis. It's a great thing to have somebody who had that influence on the world as we know it. For today, I got a great shoe that I think kind of sort of relates to that same energy of black people, not just necessarily being creatives, but being just people in general and the struggles that we have to go through. I was lucky enough to win another raffle this year in my string of recent wins, which has been far cry from how things were before. Hoping that energy, continues to go into 2022. But let's go ahead and get into it so I can show you guys what I thought was definitely one of the coolest releases that I was able to get this year. Boom. My first time seeing this box and these shoes in person. I haven't actually even seen anybody wearing these. So we got the Nike X Social Status free lunch pack. I was able to win the raffle, the in-store raffle. Actually, I had to go to the store and put my name in for the strawberry milks. So you see, you got the great packaging. You got the box contents, the ingredients, just the all-around cool package, and the blue tag. So let's get into this. You got the paper with the drawings, like you cut like your nephew or your cousin. Oh no, that swoosh is crazy in person. Oh, it's a picture of milk. I thought it was just like a milky texture. And are there laces in here? I don't feel a coin pouch. No, the extra laces are on here. I have no idea what I'm gonna wear these with. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. No idea whatsoever. So Social Status is led by, is owned by James Whitner. Whitner is the CEO and owner of the Whitaker Group, a group that also has Aman Manier, Prosper, and APB under its umbrella of stores, who all do serve different levels of, fashion product to their different customers. A Mamaniere is a bit of like the higher end kind of luxury stuff. In fact, I want to say the one in DC has like a hotel and like a breakfast bar. Social Status is kind of built for like the sneakerheads. They've got multiple locations, one here in Charlotte. And there's not a Prosper or APB. From my understanding, Prosper is like slightly underneath Social Status. And then APB is gonna be most similar, from what I understand, to like a Foot Action, Foot Locker type offering. But cool products all around. And from what I understand, pretty good customer base and customer loyalty. So a lot of James Whitner's programs over the last few years have been dedicated towards trying to uplift not only the Black creative, but the Black community in general. And the theming for these shoes taps into a program that many of us have had to use ourselves, which is the concept and the program of free lunch. From the research that I was able to do leading up to these, just for my own state, 20% of youth in North Carolina suffer from hunger. And I imagine that number jumps exponentially if you just start to count in Black communities across not only just the United States, but probably the world in general. So just to see somebody take something like that and try to apply it and make you think about it through a shoe is not only unique, but I think commendable as well. So let's go ahead and get into some of these details. Dog, this ain't cream. These are strawberry milk.
Nigga cash rule everything around me.
So getting into some of the details of the shoe, you've got kind of like a shy pink, maybe like a cloudy white panel on the lateral side. Going up to the toe, we're gonna go up this way. You've got what is a pink velvet with the 4-foot swoosh right there on the toe. That's a cool detail. More of that leather on the toe box as well. Coming back around to the medial side, same white paneling. Going back, you have what looks like, it says ingredients, Nike Sportswear, Social Status, Milky TPU gel swoosh, which would be the swoosh that has kind of like a squishy material. And they kind of, I don't know how big the milk graphic on the inside, if they like magnified it or if they just have it that big printed below, but it's cool regardless. It also says YY Velvet, Diffuse Nubuck, Microbial Textured Lining, Tyvek Label, and Round Twisted Poly Laces. So more of that velvet on the heel back here, leading up to the collar, where you can see that blue collar leading into the bottom of the shoe. On the tongue, you got those same rope laces, which are actually kind of interesting. They're not like regular rope laces. It's kind of like a braided material almost. Leading up the nubuck tongue to the ticket for your free lunch. As we get to the inside of the shoe, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. You've got what looks like that same kind of pink insole with their Social Status logo and the Nike check, along with the blue guts, the blue on the inner lining, which is just a good contrast color, I think, to everything they have going on here. And for the outsole as well, seemingly just kind of like a regular brown, not a gum, but a pretty regular color. Definitely contrasts everything else going on with the shoe. An execution like no other, honestly, and I think that's been the strongest through line for all of Whitner's collabs over the past couple of years, especially for 2020 or for 2021. He's had the Mamaniere 3s earlier this year. They also did the Mamaniere 1s that dropped like 2 days ago as of this recording. And then not only was there the strawberry milk in this pack, there was the chocolate milk as well. I wasn't able to get chocolate milks. I might try to get them now because I didn't realize how much I was gonna like these, and now I might have to complete the set. But yeah, just an overall theme that's just been executed extremely well. In my research, as I was trying to find out what kind of inspired it, it was really just them trying to get people to think about something that especially affects Black communities at large due to just kind of the general disparity that can come with income in America. In that same regard, as I was speaking earlier about Virgil and somebody who, came from, the bottom and has rose his way through interning at Fendi and becoming friends with Kanye, DJing for him, and then going from doing that to doing Pyrex, and then Pyrex to Off-White, and then Off-White and the Nike collab that changed the game as we know it. Sneaker collabs are never going to be the same. And then going from just taking Off-White to the next level and getting to himself getting to become creative director at Louis Vuitton is just an extremely appreciated thing. And even as much as sometimes I didn't necessarily appreciate, or I won't necessarily say appreciate, some of the things he may have did with those within either Off-White or even the Nike collabs, or even what he did with Louis while he was here, wasn't necessarily up to my taste or maybe in my tax bracket, so to speak. I can still appreciate a Black man going from the bottom to the top and doing it the way he wanted to do it. He wasn't, and he wasn't afraid to show love to his friends and his family as he was doing it. Over the last week, I've only seen nothing but love outpoured from all of the people of his community. The sneakerheads, the rappers, the skaters, the DJs, just people in general who just love to experience the whirlwind of creativity that was Virgil. And as I was trying to think about how I wanted to go about this video, I just kind of had this thought of where, I guess this is somewhat of an aside, to be completely honest. A few years ago, I was listening to a sports podcast, and one of the podcasters had this great point about quarterbacks in the NFL. And his whole thing was, for a Black quarterback in the NFL to even be appreciated properly, they have to be damn near perfect. But they've got to be damn near perfect enough for it to allow another Black quarterback to get the opportunity to fail. And I kind of feel like that same regard is important and relates to how Black creatives get treated in these creative industries, such as, fashion, sneakers, and everything else, where we kind of do need that one person that can go, to the tip top, of the pantheon of hype, and not even necessarily just hype, but also execution and proving it can be done, and have their name and their face on the forefront of it and saying, this is me, this is what I did, this is what I'm giving y'all to show y'all can do it. And that same energy being able to trickle down to allow brands like Nike to be willing to collab with social status on such an important topic as free lunch and, an income and hunger disparity, or the Imam Year Ones talking about, no matter what kind of disparity we may have, we're still a luxury people, a people that deserve details and, nice things. Or the Imam Year Threes, tapping into the beauty of motherhood and how that strength, is important to the growth of not only, Black daughters, but Black men who grow up and try to bring that same energy to the world around them as well. So it's just something that I think is really important to how we look at these things and how we continue to grow, and while we have the time we have here on this earth, to be able to give back into these same communities that inevitably are some of the reason that we're buying these shoes anyways. Like, the shoes would be nice regardless of there being, it being a social status collab, or it being, James Whitner involved, or even, like I did in my last video on those Travises. Like I said, that's a good color regardless of Travis or Fragment being involved. But those people you know, the Whitners, the Ablohs, the Travises know that, well, to correct myself, the brands who collab with those people, the Nikes, the Adidas, the Fragments, who collab with the Kanye, a Virgil, you know, Puma with Rihanna, Beyonce and Adidas, know that these people are vanguards and important figureheads of the culture that they want to tap into because, I mean, damn near everything cool came from a black person. So if you're gonna try to make sure you staying cool in the limelight and in the eyes of people who you want to buy your product, you gotta go to us. It is what it is. Shout out to Whitner and the entire team at Amon Manier and just the Whitaker Group in general. He also just got the 2021 Footwear News Achievement Award for the best collaboration of the year on those aforementioned Jordan 3s that everybody super loves. I wasn't super into those personally for whatever reason. Like, I thought they were a really well executed shoe. It just wasn't a shoe that I wanted to get for myself to wear. And since I don't really partake in reselling, it was just like, you know, more love for the guys. My homie got him. He's actually helping produce this today. So, you know, shout out to him and shout out to everybody else who was able to get, you know, what is an extremely well executed shoe and just obviously one of the best shoes of the year. So if I had to get into what I have to say is my favorite part of these, I would love to say it's the check, like the milky check, which is like in the light. These are crazy. Just I can't wait for us to get a close up on this one. But it might honestly be just the fact they took the time to put the ingredients telling you about the details of the shoe on the side of the shoe. That's such an important thing, I think, nowadays, especially for people such as myself who want to get into shoe design, you know, on a serious level. But not even just for that, just for people who, you know, care about what is in the shoe. But it also helps relate back to the theme of strawberry milk and, you know, chocolate milk. Whenever I was doing the research for the pack and seeing Whitner talk about it, and they were talking about how no matter what is on the menu for free lunch, you know, whatever they're giving you at school, whether it's peanut butter and jelly or it's, you know, some oranges or whatever the case may be, the main thing that's always there, you got your strawberry milk, you got your chocolate milk, and, you know, if you were born like me, you drank the regular, you know, plain milk. I miss when they had the vanilla milk, actually, but they don't skimp on the details. And I can certainly appreciate that as not even just, you know, a black person wanting to see like black creatives get to execute their vision, how they want to do it, but just as someone who like spends money on shoes and products that they want to wear, I want to know that somebody was able to get, you know, all those details they wanted down to the very last thing. And as an aside, the fact they executed it on a dunk mid of all models, which you don't really see anymore. I don't even know if Nike SB does dunk mids anymore. Nike SB's mid had the strap, and then they tried doing a strapless version and nobody liked them, but that's an aside. The dunk mid is not a very common model at all. You really, even with all the new dunk retros we've been getting lately, it's really only been the high or the low. I want to say this is the only mid that has come out in 2021, and it might be the only mid I've seen come out in potentially the last like 5-10 years. I can't remember the last Nike SB mid to drop, but it probably wasn't one past like 2014 or 15. So yeah, overall just a great shoe, a great collab, a great theme, and I'm extremely happy that I was able to get these. I'm extremely happy that I was able to get these and to be able to just show my appreciation. And I hope that I'm able to get even more, you know, great products from people who obviously care about trying to tell, you know, a good story and even just not even necessarily tell a good story, because I think like it's not that brands don't want to tell a good story, but the execution can sometimes be lacking. The only one I can think of off the top of my head right now is Jordan Brand trying to tell that story with those black and white 5s, and everybody was calling the cookies and cream or the Oreo 5s for the last 10 years. And then all of a sudden this year they're called the Moonlights because you wanted to try to tell folks people were camping out for a shoe that sat on shelves 10 years ago. Whatever you gotta do to avoid being sued, I get it, that's fine. But this is execution. And I'm glad that people ahead of me are able to get their execution off, so that hopefully when I get there one day, I can do the same thing and inspire somebody else. But that's gonna be all for me today. I don't really have much else to talk about. If you wanna see any more of my sneaker hot takes, you can always follow me on the Twitter, or whenever I post Instagram once in a while. But yeah, till then, I'm gonna catch y'all real soon. I got another rifle I was able to hit on to close out 2021, and we'll get right back to it then. All right, peace.